Looking to learn life lessons without going through the experience? You've come to the right place. Welcome to Hidden Struggles with your host, Lady C.
Hey, this is Lady C, and I want to welcome you to Hidden Struggles. And in this upcoming episode, I'm going to be talking about being stuck in a rut. And a lot of people can find themselves in this situation no matter where you're coming from. You could be coming from a bad relationship, a bad job, and even a high control group that's just sapping your energy and trying to make you feel like you have no reason to be thinking for yourself or trying to have dreams and goals and all of that. And so if you find yourself in this situation,
sit down. I have something to tell you.
My life kind of turned like a 360 after leaving what I term a high control religious group, where someone is telling you that if you don't follow our mandates and our rules, God is not going to be happy with you. And so anything that you wanted to do as an individual, have dreams and goals and aspirations, all of that was snatched from you by this religious organization. I actually had to give myself permission to think, to dream, to set goals, and to fulfill my own desires. I want to encourage you to do the same thing.
John C. Maxwell, America's expert on leadership, with Failing Forward, turning mistakes into stepping stones for success.
That was one of the books that I was able to listen to on audio after leaving my situation, and it was chock full of all types of interesting things. Now, one of the things that I learned about this book was talking about setting goals. That was one of them, because if you don't have any goals, how can you attain anything, right? So as I'm coming from this religion that's telling me I only have one goal that I can attain, and then I wake up and realize that I have a whole lot more things I can be doing besides just the one thing that they told me I could do. The sky is the limit. And then the other thing I had to realize about this is I could not try to take a shortcut to get there. And I think that's the issue that a lot of people are having. Because after you have spent a long time in a particular group where you're thinking a specific way and you've wasted 20 or 30 years in this mindset, and now you're saying to yourself, I gotta find a quick way to get to my destination. Keep in mind, there is no quick way to success. You have to experience it. You have to live it, and you have to just go through the experience. So these are the kind of things that you gotta remember when you're trying to get out of these different mindsets that you've been in. And as you're trying to set and attain these goals, there's no quick way to do it. One of the things I didn't have when I left this organization is I did not have my degree. And I was like, oh my God, there's no quick way to do this. And so my cousin told me, she said, I know you want to get through your degree quick. Her attitude was just concentrate on one semester at a time. Because if I concentrated on this one semester at a time, then eventually I would get to my destination. Because every day you wake up, if you're working towards something, you're going to be able to look back and you're going to be able to see your accomplishments. Well, guess what? I just set a goal to earn a bachelor's. I signed up for my classes and I showed up and I did the coursework. I completed it, and eventually I graduated. For individuals that may not be interested in earning a college degree, you can also take courses at your local community college. For example, in my area, here's some interesting things that you can work with at the college, classes you can take. There's even one about animal interests, art, music, and photography, food and drink, home and garden, and there's even one about technology and finance. And here's a nice resource for you. It's at careeronestop.org. And if you come to this website, you'll get a chance to find out how to explore careers, find training, job search, and even find local help in your area. So I'd highly recommend that you check out this website and see if you can find something that interests you. I've done a whole lot of things. I just kind of like looked around. I saw anything that interested me. I signed up for it. I participated. And it was just like a check mark on a list. I just so happened to be talking to my dentist on one of my visits. And she was telling me about how her son was taking classes in improvisation. And she was just telling me about how that's an interesting thing to do and how I might be interested in that and everything. And so I ended up going online to the Improv, and I actually found a class called 5 Minutes to Funny. And I decided, hey, look, this might be something fun to take. I thought I was just taking a class on how to do comedy. Had never done this before in my life. So you're gonna take this class and you're gonna go there for like 6 or 7 weeks. And then for graduation, you have to perform before a live audience. Oh my God, I was like, I can't believe I got myself into this. I actually graduated and performed to a live packed audience. And not only that, but I had 21 people that came to see me, including my dentist. Anyway, when I go to the all-you-can-eat buffet, I go prepared. I have my rubber gloves on. And then my husband is sitting there trying to tell everybody, don't worry about my wife. She's just a little ODC. And I look and I say, and he's just a little dyslexic. So that's like a bucket list, checklist item that I can look back and say, hey, look, I actually performed stand-up at the Improv to a sold-out audience. So not only just graduating from college and, I was able to go to Toastmasters. When I was doing one of my speeches, I gave a speech about genealogy. And so one of the ladies that was in my Toastmasters club, they were getting ready to do a Women's History Month speech. And they wanted to hire somebody that could give a talk about genealogy. And guess who she called? Yours truly. So that was my first paid speech. And when you think about being in the Jehovah's Witness religion and how they never encourage people to participate in extracurricular activities, so I was so excited to not only be part of this group, but also someone was able to see my talent and invited me to deliver a speech at an upcoming event. I also got involved in the Amazon Vine program as a Vine voice reviewer, and I found myself in a situation where I have evaluated over 200 products and have influenced people to buy. So I am what's known as an influencer. And I believe I got an email that said that I had influenced like 92,000 people, or I have, have an impact on that many people through my reviews on Amazon Vine. And here's a few snippets of some of the reviews I've done on Vine. I am going to take this Donner microphone and I'm going to replace it with the one I have here, just so I can show you how it works. And I do have a couple of videos about my experience as a Vine voice reviewer. And I put the links in this video description if you want to go check out what I had to say about that. And as you can see on the screen here, look at my basement. I mean, it is full of Amazon Vine products, and I don't know what I'm going to do with all these products. I just don't know, but anyway, it was interesting to say the least. The other thing that I found myself into is, as you can see, I'm talking on YouTube on my Hidden Struggles channel, and I am wearing a t-shirt that I designed, Hidden Struggles. Okay. So I've got my little t-shirt designs as well. But not only that, but I am working on my third YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is Creative Studio, and it's a platform that I created where I'm teaching people how to use computers. I've got like 20 plus years behind me teaching computers. So I actually decided to start a channel on YouTube and just teaching technology. And I did this during COVID back in 2020. I found myself doing a video about how to filter Yahoo email. I'm going to be telling you all about working with filters in Yahoo. And that video currently has over 20,000 plus views on it. I never would have thought that would have happened, but it's just an accomplishment. I mean, who would have thought? I have over 90 videos on that channel. And it was just all about me waking up, coming up with a topic, and putting something out there. And the more I did that, the more videos I had online. So like I said before, there's no shortcut. I mean, all of those videos took a lot of effort. I took my time, I did it right, and I paced myself. And I did not get any shortcuts because it took time and effort to create each video. The same thing is true with the Amazon Vine, because with the Amazon Vine, as a Vine voice, I actually evaluated 200 plus products in less than 6 months. So I was busy. Last summer, I was busy. Now, my current project that I'm working on right now, I have undertaken a huge scanning project. And what motivated me to do this is when I became a caretaker, taking care of my parents, and I went to their home and they just had all of this paper. They had insurance statements, medical files, all that kind of stuff. And they just had boxes of it. And I'm like saying to myself, there's no way. I am not going to get older and have to find someone going through all of my personal effects. So I invested in a scanner. And now I'm doing a scanning project where I am scanning all of the paper in my file cabinets. And when I tell you I have scanned over 2,000 pages, can't make this up. And I'm just gonna take it every day, every week. And eventually I will have every piece of paper in my home digitized. And so these are just things that you have to just be conscious of and be willing to set the goal and get it done. And now, just like all of these doctors' offices, all of these businesses that have digitized all their paper, I am in the same boat with them. I'm digitizing everything. And guess what? If I am going through a natural disaster in my area, I don't live in Florida. No, I don't. So I'm not worrying about a hurricane. But in this episode, I'm encouraging you that you could actually digitize your paper too. Because not only am I digitizing everything in my file cabinet, but I'm also going to be digitizing photo albums from my childhood. Because my dad has about 50 plus books with all of the photos from my childhood. So I'm just going to see if I can get all those photos out of those albums, and some of them are going to be hard to do. So that's going to be kind of challenging, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take up this challenge. And no, I can't take a shortcut. So I'm just encouraging you guys, stop being stuck in a rut. Try to find something that interests you so that you can check that off of your bucket list. You have to consciously look at your life and see that you have choices. This has been Lady C, and I look forward to having you in my audience on the next one.
Thanks so much for listening to Hidden Struggles with your host, Lady C. This program was sponsored by Critical Thinkers, online at hiddenstruggle.com. Feel free to send an email to info@hiddenstruggle.com, and we'll catch you next time on Hidden Struggles. The views and opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Critical Thinkers.